To make switching to the new Boost Mobile risk-free, we're offering a 30-day money-back guarantee.
So why wouldn't you switch from Verizon or T-Mobile?
Because you have nothing to lose. Boost Mobile is offering a 30-day money-back guarantee.
No, I asked why wouldn't you switch from Verizon or T-Mobile?
Oh.
Wouldn't.
Because you love wasting money as a way to punish yourself because your mother never showed you enough love as a child?
Whoa. Easy there.
Yeah.
Applies to online activations. Requires port in and auto pay. Customers activating in stores may be charged non-refundable activation fees.
The DSW Black Friday sale is on. Take 30% off almost everything in stores and online right now. Yep, you heard that right. 30% off. Stock up on new shoes, bags, and extras for you and yours from all the gift-worthy brands you love. But hurry, Black Friday can't last forever. Get to your DSW store or DSW.com ASAP to save big. Exclusions apply. Details at DSW.com.
Why get all your holiday decorations delivered through Instacart? Because maybe you only bought 2 wreaths, but you have 12 windows. Or maybe your toddler got very eager with the advent calendar. Or maybe the inflatable snowman didn't make it through the snowstorm. Or maybe the twinkle lights aren't twinkling. Whatever the reason, this season, Instacart's here for hosts and their whole holiday haul. Get decorations from the Home Depot, CVS, and more through Instacart and enjoy free delivery on your first 3 orders. Service fees and terms apply.
A mystery writer's mystery. I'm Jason Horton.
I'm Rebecca Lieb.
And this is Ghost Town.
On December 4th, 1926, renowned novelist Agatha Christie kissed her daughter goodnight and sped away from her sprawling English home, carrying nothing but an attaché case. At just 36 years old, Christie was already a rising star, but for 2 weeks out of 1 year of her life, she vanished without a trace. Literally a winding, bizarre plot straight out of one of her own mystery novels. Today on Ghost Town, the Queen of Mysteries herself becomes a mystery as we explore the strange disappearance of Agatha Christie. Born on September 15, 1890, in Devon, England, Agatha Mary Clarissa Miller was always a precocious, inquiring mind. The youngest of 3 children, Christie taught herself to read at just 4 years old, after her mother forbid her to learn until she was at least 8. Why, I'm not exactly sure. Tearing through authors like Charles Dickens, Lewis Carroll, and Alexander Dumas, Christie began receiving her education at home, where she studied reading, writing, arithmetic, and music, including learning the piano and the mandolin. But after her father passed away at age 11, the family's financial status went belly up, and she went to live with her family in Cairo for a while, like wealthy Britons, or Britons who were trying to keep up appearances, did. At 18, Christie wrote her first short story, The House of Beauty, while recovering in bed from an illness. Other stories followed, most of them illustrating Christie's lifelong interest in paranormal activity and spiritualism. Magazines rejected all of her early submissions, made under male pseudonyms, including Mac Miller, Nathaniel Miller, and Sidney West. Under a new pseudonym, Monosyllabia, great one, Christie wrote her first novel, which was promptly rejected by 7 different publishers. Meanwhile, she was becoming quite the socialite. She partied, roller skated, rode horses, hunted, and dated, even becoming engaged to one man before she eventually broke it off. In October 1912, 22-year-old Christie attended a local dance where she met and fell in love with Archibald Archie Christie, a decorated aviator from a good family. 3 months after their first meeting, Archie proposed marriage, which Christie accepted. Archie was sent to France when the First World War broke out in 1914, and despite warnings from her mother that Archie was a cad who would never be faithful, on Christmas Eve that same year the young couple married. While Archie continued to fight across Europe, Christie kept busy as a voluntary aid detachment nurse. During this time, a number of Belgian refugees had settled in Torquay and were said to have been the inspiration for the fledgling writer's most famous Belgian detective, Hercule Poirot. At the encouragement of her older sister Margaret, herself a Vanity Fair writer, Christie wrote the first of her many iconic detective novels, The Mysterious Affair at Styles. When the war ended, the couple moved to London, where Archie accepted a post at the English Air Ministry. In 1926, the 35-year-old finally got The Mysterious Affair at Styles published by Collins Publishing House, and it was a huge success. The couple and their young daughter Rosalind moved to a new home in Berkshire named Styles, after said first novel, and now officially back in good society graces. Christie busied herself with more written works on the way, including The Secret Adversary and The Murder on the Links. Despite her success, Christie remembered where she came from and how miserable it was to stress about keeping in high society and being financially well afloat. She kept a tight rein on the family finances, which led to tensions in her marriage, so much so that Archie began to have an affair with his 25-year-old secretary, Nancy Neal. At the same time, Christie's mother, Clara, passed away in April 1926, which caused the family added stress and put Christie into a deep depression. On the evening of December 3, 1926, the couple fought, and Archie left their home to spend a weekend away with some friends, his mistress included. Christie is then said to have left her daughter with their maid and departed unceremoniously from their house later that same evening, thus beginning one of the most enduring mysteries the author has ever masterminded. The next morning, Christie's abandoned car was found several miles away by Surrey police, partly submerged in the bushes at Newlands Corner in Guildford, Surrey, the apparent result of a car accident. On December 6th, the media picked up the author's disappearance with huge headlines the world over, including The Times, the local paper. Quote, "The novelist's car was found abandoned near Guildford at the end of a chalk pit, the front wheels actually overhanging the edge," it reported. And a lot of what we'll take here is from the reporting from The Times. Quote, "The car evidently had run away, and only a thick hedge growth prevented it from plunging into the pit." The details also felt ripped from the pages again of one of Christie's books. The headlights were on, nobody was in or around the car, and the only notable thing found inside the car was a suitcase and a coat, both in the back seat. Almost immediately, Archie Christie and his mistress Nancy Neal were under suspicion, and a huge manhunt was undertaken by thousands of policemen and eager volunteers. 2 days later, the search was still in full force, police even bringing one of Christie's pets to the scene to see if he could track his owner's scent. The dog couldn't. It just, quote, whined pitifully. Detectives are, quote, now said to be of the opinion that this is a case of suicide, the Times reported. The search now seemed to center on a pond called the Silent Pool, which, according to local legend, was bottomless. The end of the Times piece also added a spooky bend to this whole case. Christie, the paper claimed, had been spooked by her own house and perhaps was haunted and had to leave. Quote, "It stands in a lonely lane, unlit at night, which has a reputation of being haunted. The lane had been the scene of a murder of a woman and the suicide of a man. If I do not leave Sunningdale soon, Sunningdale will be the end of me," she once said to a friend. Meanwhile, Christie's famous friends rallied, advocating to find her, including Home Security William Joyson Hicks, who put pressure on the police, and fellow mystery writer Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, seeking the help of a clairvoyant to find Christie, using one of her gloves as a guide. None of these efforts would yield any progress, unfortunately. A week after Christie's disappearance, the police were still confounded, but there was one important development. Christie had left 3 letters behind, one to her secretary, another to her brother-in-law, and a third to her husband, who refused to tell the authorities what she had written to him. Somehow, Archie not sharing the letter was okay, which leads me to believe these police were, let's say, not amazing at their jobs. But the other letters didn't give them much. Christie's personal secretary angrily denied that the whole thing was a publicity stunt, a common theory, and said that her letter only had scheduling details, which was true. Said the secretary, quote, "It is ridiculous. Mrs. Christie is quite too much a lady for that." So the police tried a different tactic, asking for help from motorists and amateur sleuths to see if they could drum some other leads up. Quote, without telling why, the police still believe that she is somewhere on the Downs, not far from the spot where her missing automobile was found. Nothing turned up on either of those fronts, so the police then went to Christie's manuscripts, examining what they thought was her work in progress, The Blue Train. And nothing. Even a seance was held to try and channel Christie's body, but nothing came of that either. On December 13th, 1926, between 10,000 and 15,000 people took part in another citywide search for Mrs. Christie, aided by what sounds like a literal dog army, including, quote, 6 trained bloodhounds, a crate load of Airedale Terriers, many retrievers and Altesian police dogs, even the services of common mongrels. That same day, the police speculated that Christie could possibly be in London, quote, disguised and probably in male attire. Rumors began flying that she had left behind a sealed envelope that was only to be opened in the event her body was discovered, but that was, of course, only a rumor. On December 14th, 1926, police regrouped with a newer theory, another theory, that Christie was gone on her own volition, never to return again. According to the Times again, quote, the police have information which they refuse to divulge and which leads them to the view that Mrs. Christie had no intention of returning when she left home. The paper reported that the police had found some important clues nearby, including, quote, a bottle labeled poison lead and opium, fragments of a torn-up postcard, a woman's fur-lined coat, a box of face powder, the end of a loaf of bread, a cardboard box, and 2 children's books. But the biggest break of all would come 10 days after Agatha Christie's disappearance, from a random waiter at a hotel in Yorkshire. We'll tell you about it after this.
To make switching to the new Boost Mobile risk-free, we're offering a 30-day money-back guarantee.
So why wouldn't you switch from Verizon or T-Mobile?
Because you have nothing to lose. Boost Mobile is offering a 30-day money-back guarantee.
No, I asked why wouldn't you switch from Verizon or T-Mobile?
Oh.
Wouldn't.
Because you love wasting money as a way to punish yourself because your mother never showed you enough love as a child?
Whoa. Easy there.
Yeah.
Applies to online activations. Requires port-in and auto-pay. Customers activating in stores may be charged non-refundable activation fees.
It's the Monday you've been waiting for. DSW's Cyber Monday sale is happening now at DSW.com. Today only, save 35% on almost everything online. Score the best deals of the year on must-have shoes, giftable bags, and cozy extras for everyone on your list, including you. Don't miss out. Save 35% online only at DSW.com today. Exclusions apply. Details at DSW.com.
The new Boost Mobile network is offering unlimited talk, text, and data for just $25 a month for life.
That sounds like a threat.
Then how do you think we should say it?
Unlimited talk, text, and data for just $25 a month for the rest of your life?
I don't know.
Until your ultimate demise.
What if we just say forever?
Okay.
$25 a month, forever.
Get unlimited talk, text, and data for just $25 a month with Boost Mobile forever.
After 30 gigabytes, customers may experience slower speeds. Customers will pay $25 a month as long as they remain active on the Boost Unlimited plan.
So good, so good, so good. Perfect gifts? We've got them at Nordstrom Rack stores now. UGG, Nike, Barefoot Dreams, Kate Spade New York, and more. Find everything on their wish list all in one place.
Steve Madden? Yes, please.
It's perfect.
Did we just score?
The greatest gifts of all time? Yeah.
Head to your Nordstrom Rack store to score. Great brands, great prices, the greatest gifts of all time.
This break.
Hi, hello, how are you doing?
Hello.
We're checking in.
This is the check-in.
With you.
With you and me.
Yeah, and
We're
me.
all here.
Yeah.
Hey, everyone. Get in here.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, that's where I'm at. Hello.
This is more for you than it is for them, I think.
I think so. I think this is my one stable, this is one consistency in my life. Thank you, everybody.
We want to say hello to anyone who's listening, supporting us, spreading the good word of Ghost Town. Thank you so much for doing that.
Thank you.
And our mayors, keeping us grounded, keeping us safe. Who needs therapy when you got these mayors?
Not me.
No pressure, mayors. No pressure. But did you know our mayors have a mysterious past of their own?
I did not.
I did.
Oh.
Interesting how I know all these things.
You know all this shit.
And you only find out just now.
Just now. It's surprising. That surprise you hear is real.
Yeah. That's the magic of these check-ins.
Mm-hmm.
It's always fresh, hot, wet. No.
Dry.
Dry. Very dry. Very dry. Coming from me, very dry. This mayor had a mystery. Lost her keys. Where are they? And then somebody said, where's the last place you remember having them? And they're like, that doesn't help. But guess what? It did help. They were in her other jacket.
Oh, my God.
Mystery solved.
Ooh, I have chills.
That's Ashley Matson.
Hello.
This mayor had a little mystery. Got a phone call. Didn't recognize the number.
Huh. Weird.
And of course, as you should, ignore it, hide. You don't want to know.
Yeah.
You just want to be in your little hovel. I don't want any outside.
Oh, no.
But turns out it was a long lost job offer.
It was lost?
Forgot they even.
Wow. They're like, hey, you want this job or what?
And what happened is that the voicemail didn't translate. So I had to actually listen to the voicemail, which is an absolute nightmare.
No. So 6 months later, they got the job.
Got the job, missed the job. Was it a dream job? They won't say. Maybe too bitter, or maybe it's just fine. But mystery solved. And that is Kat Joselle.
Hello.
Who I'm sure is gainfully employed.
Yeah, but from what? And to what end?
I think from what I know, Kat Joselle does something cool. I don't know what it is, but
like
I think
graphic design or like
No, I think it's like some kind of, I don't know if it's like some kind of production.
CIA? Or?
I don't know. Here's a problem with these mayors. They're like happy not being in the spotlight.
Yeah, they're like, not for me.
I don't like that for them. I was like, I talk about yours, they just won't. They're just like, oh, we're just happy to be here. I'm like, what?
They're like, chill. And we're like, no.
Yes. This next mayor had a little mystery. Had a little mystery. Ordered some DoorDash. Get the order. Uh-oh, not their order.
Oh, shit.
Whose order is it?
What?
I would never order any of these things.
What? I don't like this vegan stir fry. That's
but then,
not for me.
Here's the thing, was like, you know what? I'm going to try this vegan stir fry because I don't know if I like it. I've never had it before. Tried it. Loved it. Loved it. The other person probably mad as hell because I'm vegan. I don't want this triple cheeseburger.
Yeah. Wow.
The mystery of not liking vegan stir fry
Oh,
solved.
different mystery than I thought it would be.
Yeah.
Thank
Twists
you.
and turns.
Wow. I'm winded.
That's Kelly Meehan.
Hello.
This mayor had a mystery. It's dark. Seemingly underhanded mystery. There's their parking spot, and their car wasn't in it. Another car was in it. A car they did not recognize.
The fuck? What did they do?
Went crazy. Lost their mind.
Yeah, okay.
Then guess what?
What?
It's a car that somebody bought for them as a surprise. Like, you know those commercials?
It was
like
there. It was in a big bow. Whoever, this mayor just like didn't see the big bow on the top.
It felt so stupid because they were going crazy.
They actually keyed their own car. Like,
they tried to tow it with their hands as hooks. They were like, I'll use, you have the superhuman strength that people have when they can lift up cars. Yeah. So it was their car. Wow. It was a super Honda-thon or something like that was happening.
Yeah.
Is I think where it's like Christmas, like I just bought you a car without your input.
Yeah.
Because I don't know, that's what we do on holidays.
Yeah, exactly.
That's Casey Weber.
Hello.
This mayor had a mystery. Maybe romantic? Was out night on the town, sitting at one end of a bar, waiting on a friend. Somebody else at the end of the bar was giving looks. Long looks.
Wow.
And our mayor was like, what's up with this? Goes over to see what the deal is. This person gets up, walks toward them. Right past them, they were looking at somebody else.
Mystery solved.
Mystery solved was not for our mayor, but you know what? Just played it off cool.
Yeah, just turned slowly back to their drink.
Yes.
Shed a couple tears. Just
the
kept
bartender
drinking.
took the drink away that wasn't even finished.
Yeah, I was like, huh.
But lives to fight another day. Mayor Matthew Clemens Luray.
Thank you for that rhyme.
This mayor, big old mystery.
Big old mystery.
Big old mystery. It was white elephant gift swap. They know what gift they brought. They know what gift everyone else brought. But then there was a mystery gift in there. They were like, no one would bring, like, there's no one would bring a, like, kind of old-timey gumball machine. Like, nobody in their family would do that. Turns out, it was a regift somebody else just threw in the mix.
A steel
because they forgot they
gumball.
had a gift.
Yeah.
But they threw something else in there.
So
there was an extra gift. And they found out, like, who brought this old-timey gumball machine?
This steel 4-ton stale-ass gumballs inside from God knows how long
together.
ago. It's like, I can't even, do you have a quarter?
No, nobody has any change. You can't even have it.
Get in.
Well, problem solved. Marissa Rothermel.
Hello.
This mayor had a mystery. Oh, it's a mystery, all right. They also couldn't find their keys. Not too weird. People lose their keys all the time. Somebody else said, when's the last time you remember seeing them? They were like, I don't remember. Oh, wait, I do remember. I was at a bar. I dropped them. Goes back to the bar. Who found it?
The woman giving the eye.
Giving the eye.
Oh, she was giving the eye to the keys.
Giving the eye to the keys was really giving the eye to our mayor, Chris Hernandez.
Whoa. My mind is blown.
Very seldom.
These mysteries are fucking folding in on each other.
They're just collapsing in each other. Everyone's losing or finding something. Hold on to your stuff. Please. And then our governor, who is the number one mystery.
She is. Agatha Christie tried to write about her, and she was like, well, fuck this. I can't even get into this. It's so mysterious.
I don't know where or what, I was in New York, and I was like, is our governor maybe in New York? Maybe has like an art show, but no, wasn't in New York. I tried to go, and getting information on anyone is impossible.
Impossible.
It's going on years now.
Yeah.
And I mean, you do this for a living. You do investigative stuff for a living.
Stuff. Yes. It's hard.
I do it for less of a living.
Hard work.
And we still have not cracked this case.
No, we might never crack it. This enigma.
And it's not getting any easier.
She's our Carmen Sandiego.
Yeah. Well, that is and always will be our governor, Avian Noble. No ads, no chit-chat, bonus episodes, just the good stuff.
You definitely don't want chit-chat after this one.
No. Head on over to patreon.com/ghosttownpod. You want to get into it?
Let's get back into it.
On December 15th, 1926, 9 days after her disappearance, the head waiter at the Hydropathic Hotel in Harrogate, Yorkshire, 184 miles north of her home in Sunningdale, contacted the police with the startling news that a lively and outgoing South African guest by the name of Nancy Neal may actually be the missing writer in disguise. Of course, shocked and confused by that information, Archie and a gaggle of police traveled to Yorkshire and took a seat in the corner of the hotel's dining room, from where the group proceeded to watch Christie walk in, take her place at a table, and begin reading a newspaper which heralded her own disappearance as front page news. Right? So crazy. When finally approached by her very confused husband, witnesses noted a general air of puzzlement and little recognition for the man to whom she had been married for nearly 12 years. Her husband informed reporters, quote, "She does not know who she is. She has suffered from the most complete loss of memory." Not only was it bizarre that Christie had checked in under the name of her husband's mistress, she was, according to doctors, suffering with some kind of inexplicable memory loss. She could give no account of the preceding 9 days or any reasons for her actions. The next day, Christie left for her sister's house, where she was sequestered, quote, in guarded hall, gates locked, telephone cut off, and callers turned away. Christie's reappearance, of course, caused a new kind of media frenzy, and in hindsight, there were concerns that the police response had been a bit too excessive, that too much time and money had been wasted in the search for her. On February 25th, Mr. Neil McLean, MP for the Glasgow Govan, put a question to the Home Secretary, asking for information on, quote, the number of the Metropolitan Police specifically detailed for the search for Mrs. Agatha Christie, the time occupied, and the total cost, including the wages of the officers so detailed. The written answer from the Home Secretary was that, quote, no members of the Metropolitan Police were specifically detailed for the purpose, and no cost was incurred by the Metropolitan Police. Of course, given all of the searches and the frenzy and the dogs, perhaps the public would beg to differ. Nothing really happened in the case of Agatha Christie until about 15 months later, when on March 17, 1928, Agatha Christie filed for divorce. On September 16, 1930, Christie remarried archaeologist Sir Max Mallowan's, 14 years her junior, and the two were happy, with Christie joining her doting husband on Middle Eastern digs every year, where she became known for her skill cleaning the finds with a brush and her face cream. She also bankrolled his digs, which was probably pretty helpful. Of course, and probably most notably, she would go on to write her best-selling mysteries, The Murder of Roger Ackroyd, The Murder on the Orient Express, and Then There Were None. Christie's ex, Archibald Christie, also had his own happy ending of sorts, although it was not as exciting, marrying his longtime mistress, Nancy Neal. And still, up until the end of her life on January 12, 1976, Christie refused to talk about what happened over those 9 days. She doesn't even mention it once in her own autobiography, which was published posthumously in November of 1977. Recent biographies, like one by Laura Thompson, reflect this. Quote, it was an unspoken subject. Agatha refused to talk about it. To anyone, it was a real no-go, one of Christie's friends told Thompson. Of course, almost 100 years later, biographers and historians are still debating what actually happened during those days in 1926. Another biographer named Andrew Norman argues that Christie was in a fugue state caused by trauma or depression. Others think she had a nervous breakdown brought on by the death of her mother and the embarrassment of her husband's affair. Still, others think it was a cynical publicity stunt to promote the author to greater fame and success. At the time, Archie Christie held the popular view that his wife was suffering from amnesia and a possible concussion, which was later corroborated by 2 doctors. Certainly, her apparent failure to recognize him would seem to indicate that. However, after the couple went their separate ways, no one involved ever spoke of the disappearance again. Not Christie, not Archie, not Nancy, nobody. None of them wanted to. They all just wanted to put it behind them. But, as it is with this case, and like many other things, truth is stranger than fiction. And of course, it's no wonder that this incident caught the imagination of so many at the time, and of course, as we record this, me right now. In fact, Reddit is still debating what happened to Agatha Christie. I'm going to read some of the more popular entries in the Agatha Christie subreddit. From Redditor Penninghill, quote, Agatha was desperate and was trying to emotionally escape from her personal situation. Her car crash precipitated her memory loss, which occurred at the time of heightened emotions. Her subsequent actions were the result of a combination of conscious and subconscious decisions in a state of amnesia. She received treatment in the form of hypnotherapy from a psychiatrist and made a full recovery. From Redditor Otherv, quote, she had been depressed for several months post her mother's death, which involved not just the loss of a major emotional support, but a tremendous amount of emotional fraught work for her in clearing out the house. It's difficult to realize how much a parent's death affects people until you've gone through it yourself. Archie didn't even pretend to be supportive. He was going out of his way to avoid her because he couldn't stand being around people who were unhappy or unwell. Then after several months of that, he told her about the affair and that he wanted a divorce. She must have felt incredibly alone and adrift. She was already the major breadwinner, she had a daughter, lots of people were depending on her, but there was nobody to look after her needs. I'm not sure if she had full-blown amnesia, but I think she definitely suffered a stress-induced emotional breakdown, probably with some disassociation, and wasn't capable of thinking clearly. From Blue Plate 1958, giving a man the absent treatment is a classic. Obviously, it doesn't always work. Also, it was no fun being Agatha Christie right at that moment, so she decided to take a vacation from it. While these Reddit theories give insight into Christie's mind, or perhaps the context, as you might imagine, you can't mystery yourself out of being one of the greatest mystery writers of all time. Not even if you're the legendary Agatha Christie.
The new Boost Mobile network is offering unlimited talk, text, and data for just $25 a month for life.
That sounds like a threat.
Then how do you think we should say it?
Unlimited talk, text, and data for just $25 a month for the rest of your life?
I don't know.
Until your ultimate demise.
What if we just say forever?
Okay.
$25 a month, forever.
Get unlimited talk, text, and data for just $25 a month with Boost Mobile forever.
After 30 gigabytes, customers may experience slower speeds. Customers will pay $25 a month as long as they remain active on the Boost Unlimited plan.
So good, so good, so good. Just in and so good. Thousands of winter deals are at Nordstrom Rack stores now. And that means thousands of fresh reasons to rack.
Because we get the latest trends for way less.
Because I've been looking for these.
Because the best deals go fast.
Save big with up to 60% off. Sam Edelman, Sorel, Free People, Cole Haan, and more cold weather finds. Great brands, great prices. That's why you rack.
231. That's the average number of apps used by many companies. This leads to a lot of context switching that can distract employees and costs your company. Luckily, Grammarly can help. Grammarly's AI works in over 500,000 apps and websites, making it easy for your team to crank out clear, on-brand emails, documents, messages, and more. In just one click, they can go from blank page to first draft, all without leaving the page they're on. Grammarly has 15 years of experience building effective, secure AI that can be implemented in days with minimal IT overhead. It goes beyond basic grammar to help tailor writing to specific audiences, whether that means adding an executive summary, fine-tuning tone, or cutting out jargon. Join 70,000 teams who save an average of $5,000 per employee per year using Grammarly. Go to Grammarly.com/enterprise to learn more. Grammarly. Enterprise-ready AI.